everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Monday, October 18th. We don't have any meetings to tell you about today, so we'll just jump to who's on our show. We have Gail Reiser and Michael Demeratz, who are here to talk to us about a very difficult subject matter, and the subject is dying. They wrote a book called Dying 101, a candid conversation on terminal illness with Gail Reiser and Michael Demeratz, and we'll be talking about that. Then we also have Saddleback Church of Laguna Woods Village with Rick Bradford. We're going to talk all about things that they are doing at the church. All right, let's take a look at our weather. Well, very interestingly, we did have some morning mist today, which took us all by a little surprise. However, we are going to get partly sunny this afternoon, somewhere around the 12 o'clock noon hour, and we're looking at 66-54 today. Tomorrow, 70-52. Wednesday, 73-52. Thursday, 79-54. And Friday, 75-55 with a very nice sunshiny day. All right, our sunrise this morning was at 6:58, and our sunset will be at 6:13. Joel, thank you for capturing the squirrel. We must either have a lot of squirrels in the village, or there's one squirrel just loves to get his picture taken. So thank you for that. If you have a photo you would like to share with us, maybe something other than a squirrel, Laguna Woods Village TV at gmail.com. All right, when we return, we will have the subject, Dying 101 with Gail and Michael, so stick around.
Two in three Alzheimer's disease patients are women. If you or your loved ones are experiencing symptoms of memory loss or confusion, call our clinic today to schedule a free screening. At Tilda Research, you will work with distinguished physicians and researchers like Dr. Ken Deck, who has served the Orange County community for over 40 years. We offer patient stipends and free transportation. Call and schedule your free screening now.
At Memorial Carey Saddleback Medical Center, we are a magnet designated facility, which means that we're in the top 8% of hospitals across the nation that are recognized for high quality patient outcomes and nursing excellence. And what that means is that we have nurses that are highly engaged and enthusiastic about their workplace, that we have lower vacancy rates, lower turnover, and high nursing satisfaction scores.
Get out and live your life with the Buzz Around XL travel scooter from Golden. The Buzz Around is fun to drive with a tight indoor turning radius, so you can go just about anywhere. It's also so easy to charge and offers all-day range, so you can go further. The Buzz Around even has more leg and foot room for all-day driving comfort. Be safe with the XL's ultra-bright LED headlight. Plus, the Buzz Around XL can be easily taken apart into several lightweight pieces. See for yourself just how easy and affordable mobility freedom can be.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Welcome back. As I mentioned, we are going to discuss Dying 101 with Michael and Gail. Well, welcome both of you to the show. We were just talking off camera that it's been a while.
Yes, it has.
Well, welcome back after all this time. We appreciate you being here. Now, of course, as I mentioned in the opener, dying is a very difficult subject to talk about, and whether you're 25 years old or you're 105 years old, I don't think it ever gets any easier.
No.
But before we actually get into that subject matter, let's learn a little bit about both of you. Gail, why don't you start?
Okay. My husband and I had an advertising agency in Orange County with offices throughout the state. I have a background in medicine and in group therapy.
Okay.
Now, currently, unfortunately, my husband has passed. He was very involved with us with the book and one of our co-writers
Okay.
and a therapist himself. So.
Okay. And did he have a terminal illness?
He did. He had mesothelioma.
Okay.
And passed March 5th. We were locked down March 13th.
Oh, wow.
So fortunately, he died prior.
Yeah, because it's been so much more difficult, I think, for people who weren't able to be with their loved ones. Oh, we could do it virtually, but really not holding their hands. Totally not the same thing, which maybe we'll talk a little bit about. Michael, how about you?
Well, thank you so much for having us. This is really exciting for us. I have been involved in end-of-life care for 40 years, if you can believe that. I started out as a volunteer in a program in Western Pennsylvania and worked the night shift. And so one of the things that's really fascinating is that that's when people die. We have a lot more deaths at night, and I think it's lower energy, and they actually die because they can.
Yeah.
No one's holding them here.
Right.
I've kind of dedicated my life in working in hospice and palliative medicine, and so this is always just all part of the experience for us.
Right. Now you're with Memorial Care, is that correct? Or you're
but
not now?
I'm not representing them here.
Yes.
My views and things like that are mine, and
Yes.
I do work as a social worker.
Okay.
And I manage end-of-life care and see people at the very end every day.
Okay. So, how did the two of you come together to write this book?
Well, it's decades in the making. It's decades in the
Yes,
making.
it is.
It is. I was a kid and joined a support group that was in Orange County, and Gail happened to be one of its members, and I'll let her tell you why.
We were an AIDS Services Foundation, and at that particular time, I had a terminal illness. I wanted a support group with other people who were end stage. I did not want to go into a normal support group for people who are ill. Due to a good friend therapist, they made a phone call. Second phone call was made. They decided that they would ask the group if they could have a woman who did not have AIDS. And the guy said, "She's dying. What difference does it make? Invite her in."
Okay.
So I found myself not only doing a support group with them, but a therapy group and a women's group. And that was in the late 80s. The early 90s, Michael came in.
Okay.
And I was asked to be a co-facilitator because I had experience with the group. And as I stated, my background is in medicine. So we did that group 6-8 years.
Yeah, and the thing that was fascinating is
Yeah.
Gail basically became more stable in her own medical situation, and she wanted to contribute, she wanted to give back, and that was a way for her to do that.
Right.
And we had a lot of fun. And
Had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait.
Okay.
You said you had a terminal illness, but you're here.
Yes.
So how is that
Yes,
possible?
because the group primarily had professional people in it from the very beginning.
Okay.
And several of them were physicians.
Okay.
And the guys decided that I was going to live, that I had the best chance of living. So one of the gentlemen networked me to a research program at UCLA. And I was properly diagnosed because at the time I had acute viral hepatitis. And they finally diagnosed me with Hep C.
I see.
And I was in a program for 5 years for interferon. So I went into remission, and I swear it was because of their support, their love, their kindness, they're willing to sacrifice themselves in a lot of ways so that I could survive.
Yeah. That's, you know what, and that is probably one of the key things, and we'll talk a little bit about that, about what you talk about in your book, is having someone it doesn't matter if it's a loved one or not, supporting you, loving you, making sure that you're all right. I mean, you deal with this on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
Yes.
One of the things that Gail didn't mention is that she and I had been apart for some years, and we got reconnected because she took an experimental medication and basically is now.
I'm in remission.
She's completely in remission
yes.
at this point in time from that particular drug.
Right.
One of the things that happened is that as we kind of moved through the group, and our work with the group was very intense, we found that we were trying to share the information to a larger audience. And so we started thinking, well, let's do a pamphlet, or let's make a flyer that kind of gets people up to speed on dealing with end of life and dealing with the last chapter of their life. You have to remember the average age in this group was probably 35, 40 years old.
Right.
I was that same age at the time, and so it was pretty intense. I mean, we were dealing with people who looked like us and acted like us and had all the life experience, and it was getting cut short. What we found that was helpful to them is having conversations and participating in a group and participating in life with each other and talking about these issues.
Right.
In a lot of respects, people don't want to listen to you.
Well, of course they don't, and because they're in denial most of the time, I would imagine that they're not going to die. I mean, most of the time we think, oh, it's never going to happen to me, but it does, right? And so you both wrote about this particular subject matter in a book called Dying 101.
Right.
It was a gift and a thank you to those groups of people, because there were hundreds of them. We're not talking about people who knew they were going to survive. We're talking about people who knew that they had a death sentence. So we wanted to share what we had learned. And my husband, by the way, was doing significant other family and friends. So the three of us were involved for, well, I was there for 12 years.
Right.
So it was our thank you. It was our gift to them.
Okay.
It is a conversation. The book is based on years of being together in a support group. And all you can do in a support group is talk.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it's the important talk
Correct.
that everyone
Extremely.
needs to have,
Yeah.
regardless of whether it's
Absolutely.
terminal or not.
Yes.
I mean, when you have an elderly parent, that's going to happen at some point, how do you sit down and talk about that? So that's what this book does generally guide you to do,
Absolutely.
right?
It takes you from getting the news to leaving the planet and everything in between.
Right.
One of the things that we kind of think about it, the professional folks who buy the book actually don't necessarily want to read it themselves either. They want it on their coffee table.
Oh, to start the conversation.
So that when
Yes.
people come in,
Yeah.
you get a sense whether or not your client is open to having the discussion.
Right.
Generally, they are.
Yes.
And they are looking for a safe space to have that conversation. And our goal was really to say, you know what, there's a lot of stuff you need to talk about, and you need to get started while you still can.
Well, you both are obviously extremely experienced in this subject matter, and now you have the book, and also I imagine that you do talks.
Yes.
And that you have support groups.
Yes.
How can someone get in touch with you if they really would like to know more information?
I think they can do a little bit of research and go on to our website, michaelandgail.com.
Okay.
And there's access to the book, and there's access to our video blog that basically you can see all the conversations kind of in real life. Gail and I having the conversation together. Gail plays a very good patient because she is.
Because I
Because
am.
you are, right? I mean,
Yes.
that's perfect. That's
Yes.
perfect.
And allegedly, I play a pretty good therapist. So.
You okay? Well, good. Well, I really think this is, like you said, it's a conversation that people need to have, either terminal illness or not. And I appreciate you sharing this information with us today. And we are going to give away one of these books to the person that answers the question, which ailment were they both part of a support group of? And if you can give me that information, please email it to Laguna Woods Village TV @gmail.com with your answer, and you will get this beautifully signed
Yes.
Dying 101 book. So thank you both so much. We appreciate it.
No, thank you very much. for
Thank
having
you,
us.
Lisa. Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this.
Well, the next thing we want to talk about is highly controversial, but I think is extremely important for patients.
Actually, I think it's important for families too.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Rick Bradford, who is here on behalf of Saddleback Church of Laguna Woods Village. Well, Rick, nice to see you. How are you?
Good, Lisa. Thanks for letting me come on and share a little bit with you.
You're welcome. You know, it's been a while since you've been on, although we can always turn on our TVs and see you bright and early at 7:30 in the morning right here on Village Television for your inspiration for today, which is such a great way, like you mentioned, to start your day. Why do you think it's important for people to check it out?
Well, you know, first of all, we have just started our 4th season. We have over 820 shows we've done now, which is minor compared to you, I think, but it's good for us. And, you know, it's 10 minutes and it starts your day off in a positive way. We have a lot of variety on the show. From anywhere from interviews, kind of just like this, to get to know people in the community, to sometimes maybe I'll do a short Bible devotion. Sometimes, like right now, my wife and I are on a 5-week trip throughout the Northwest. And every day we show different parts of that on Inspiration for Today. So I encourage people to tune in and join in our travels right now.
Oh, that's great. So what are some of the highlights of your trip so far?
You know, it's just driving up the California-Oregon coast.
Okay.
Lisa, that is beautiful. And so I totally love that. I got fascinated with the redwoods. We spent 2 weeks in a place called Lake Chelan, which very few people here have heard of. But it's one of the amazing lakes of North America because it's so deep. It's the 3rd deepest lake in North America, and no one's hardly heard of it. It's up by the Canadian border.
Yeah, I was going to say, whereabout is it? So, wow, you went all the way up there. So how's Oregon? I know that it's interesting. I've been to Oregon a number of times, and I thought what's so interesting about it is that you can go inland like Eugene and keep driving towards the coast. Beautiful, 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 until you hit a certain spot. And then it isn't beautiful anymore in terms of.
No, it becomes a desert. But we spent a week in Bend, which I'd never been to, but it felt like Lake Arrowhead. And so Bend, Oregon is really gorgeous.
And that is actually quite nice in terms of the weather. But have you been on the coast of Oregon? Because that changed considerably.
We drove up the coast, and it was fine though this time. Well, anyway, we've got a lot to talk about.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're having a good trip nonetheless.
Yeah. So I invite everyone to just give it a try. And it's at 7:30 a.m. So we're the first show on, we kind of warm up the station for the day.
Perfect. Yeah.
I like to say.
I like that. That's awesome. So now you're back meeting on Sundays now, and where is it?
Okay. So that's Saddleback Church of Laguna Woods. And we're still in Clubhouse 5.
Okay.
And you'll see some pictures of this and from going in, and we still serve we've taken some COVID precautions on serving the food and things like that. But we're back and pretty much where we were prior to COVID, which is interesting. A lot of churches around America are not, but of course here in Laguna Woods, we're highly vaccinated, and so I'm thankful for that. And we've been able to just get back to worship, including our choirs and music and so on. So that part of it. We still have the Sunday afternoon, we put on the service on TV6. And we started that because of COVID, and still some folks are nervous about going, and I totally understand that. And even though by the way, I'd say about 25% or so wear masks, so that's fine if more people are comfortable that way. But we still have the 5 o'clock service so that you can watch it maybe and enjoy it from, well, the safety of your home.
Exactly. Well, it's nice. They have the choice. They can do either or, which is perfect. Now, you do have a couple of events coming up. Tell me about them.
Well, one is the one that'll be very soon is on the 20th, October 20th, and it's our food pantry. For years now, we have done a monthly food giveaway, to say. And because of COVID and other things, we've had to switch from Laguna Woods venues to, we're right across the street now from 9 a.m. to 10:30 on the 20th at the United Methodist Church.
Okay.
And it's really been, a joy to see how the different churches have helped us provide this service to anyone who could use a little extra help in a given month. We were at Lutheran Church of the Cross for quite a while, and then across the street at the Catholic Church there. Okay. And now the United Methodists have opened their parking lot. You just drive through, you don't have to get out of your car, and people will put food in your trunk.
I love that.
For free. What could be better?
I know, it's super great. And you're working with, is it South County Outreach?
No. Saddleback is one of the largest, it's not known, but we are one of the largest providers in and of ourselves.
Oh.
We have food banks all over this county.
Got it.
And just from various donations of people within the church, but also supplied by other companies and so on, just like the service you mentioned. Okay. And we're very, very similar to that.
Oh, wow. Well, you do have.
But there can't be, it's not competition.
No. Of course not. I mean, you guys have your own resources as they do.
We
and
do.
That's awesome. And you're both doing a similar service, which is fantastic. And
the more the better.
And
the other thing, though, in our church, and why I hesitated, so every month on the first Sunday of the month at Saddleback Laguna Woods, we have a special Sunday. So this last Sunday, or the first Sunday in October, we had end of summer, and we gave ice cream sandwiches away. Very, very popular. The first Sunday in November, which I think is November 7th. But anyway, we're calling it, gosh, I forgot for a second, Classic Hymn Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Which means the songs we sing, no two are going to be from the same century of church history.
Oh.
So we'll sing from, really starts about the 1600s on up. It's amazing how these songs still are going today. And so, I mean, it's not a big deal, but we just try to make the first Sunday extra special, and that's the next one.
Good. I mean, you're providing different types of songs, and you're giving a little history lesson all in one.
We are, exactly right. So we just we just think that church should be a fun time, not only to see your friends and neighbors, but also just to worship. And we, of course, think that it's important that it's done. We believe in worshiping in person, but we are providing that other afternoon worship time too. So
sounds great. And I'm glad you're back in togetherness, and you guys can worship together, like you said, or they can tune in every morning, Monday through Friday at 7:30 right here on Village Television, and get your quote of the day or your inspiration of the day.
That's right, Lisa.
All right. Rick, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, I love it. And actually, as we talked about last time, and it's my fault, we need to have you on our show sometime.
Oh, wow. Do I have to get up early?
No, we can tape later. I wouldn't do that to you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I love my sleep. All right. Thank you again.
All right, Lisa. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we'll be right back after this.
Picking someone to clean your house is a big decision. After all, they'll be inside your house and touching virtually everything you own. Sadly, though, not all cleaning professionals are actually real pros. Like this person you found online who uses the same sponge in the kitchen they use in the bathroom. If you're looking for a local family-owned business with amazing customer service, contact MaidPro for a free estimate. MaidPro, when you're ready for a real pro.
Our Monday movie today is called In the Heights, and you can catch that today at 2 p.m. with subtitles, 6 p.m. without subtitles, and that is brought to you by Harvard Eye Associates. All right, let's take a look at our weather one last time before we head out to enjoy our Monday. It is going to be just a little misty this morning, but we are going to clear this afternoon to partly sunny skies. 66, 54, 70, 52, 73, 52. Thursday, 79, 54, and Friday, pretty sunshine, 75, 55. Now, don't forget that we are giving away this book, Dying 101, and if you would please email us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. The answer to the following question: which ailment were my two guests today on our morning broadcast? Which ailment were they a part of a support group of? And just email your answer to that email address, and you will get this book. So have a great day today. We'll see you again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Bye-bye.
What's easier than blowing out 65 candles? Choosing an Alignment Medicare health plan that's tailored specifically to you. Need access to 24/7 telehealth and concierge services? You got it. Members also receive an Alignment Health Plan Black Card with a monthly allowance and rewards for engaging with your health. At Alignment Health Plan, we don't think of these things as extras, just things you deserve. Save your wish for something that isn't healthcare related. Call or visit our website today to enroll in an Alignment Health Plan.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha Na Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village television. Grease for peace.
I would like my patient to have a very positive experience. One that they feel comfortable, they feel it's a safe environment. For me, I feel a personal relationship is the most important, more than the actual dentistry itself. I can earn their trust and they can feel comfortable, and it allows me to do my job the best. And that means a lot to me.